Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And here with me today, I have another diamond in the rough. He's a specialist. He's a kicker out of Northern Iowa. His name is Matthew Cook. Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you too. Happy to be here.
So, occasionally I do get around to interviewing some specialists, and I feel like people need to know you, man. I mean, obviously, really probably the top FCS kicker, All American, and then some there at UNI. So let's set the stage. Tell everybody where you're from and how you got to your university.
I'm born and raised in Cedar Falls, Iowa, which is where Northern Iowa is located. So I've always been around the Panthers. I grew up watching their football games when I was younger. But I played soccer and football when I was a little kid, and my brother ended up deciding to be a kicker, and I always wanted to be like my big brother. So I came to him whenever he was practicing on the field and stuff. So I started learning little things here and there, and I ended up getting pretty good at it. So I decided to kick in high school. And when I was looking at colleges, I didn't really think all too much about playing football, but I sent some emails out, didn't get too many responses. So I just ended up planning on enrolling in school and just going to school with my buddies. And my head coach reached out to Coach Farley and said that, hey, we got a soccer player that can kick the ball all right. So maybe you can at least bring him for a walk on. So I ended up coming for a visit and loved it there. And I ended up signing and starting that fall. So best
So,
decision
so
I've made.
were you a walk on at first, or how did that work out?
Yeah, I was a preferred walk on is what they gave me, so I could show up for summer workouts and such. They usually don't bring kickers in, but since I was from Cedar Falls, it was a short commute, so I could get some work in with the team and get some chemistry with the guys.
So I'm assuming you're on scholarship right now, correct?
I got on scholarship after a few good seasons with coach. So
Good, man. Give us a story, man. Like, I mean, I know a lot of times when people, get that scholarship, they're in like a big meeting room and they have a big hoopla about it. How did that go?
well, it was kind of funny. I was on my way back from we weren't even in season. I was just coming back home from a trip, and I got a call from Coach Farley, and it's not always a good thing when you're getting a call from coach, but I answered, and he was talking about numbers and things, what he was thinking about giving me the scholarship. And I ended up coming in that next day. He said he was going to have a meeting with the team, and there was a few other guys getting scholarships as well. But yeah, it was a really cool experience to go from a walk on for 2 seasons and then end up earning a scholarship, and just know that all my hard work was appreciated by everyone.
Awesome. Well, now you're on scholarship. Now you're in the last year of your eligibility, I believe, right? You're done this season, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got lucky with COVID, so I got an extra year. But
Okay.
uh,
Well, obviously you're going out there right now trying to prove yourself to all those scouts out there, show them that you can actually do this thing at the next level. Do you want to kind of go back in time a little bit, just to kind of touch on a couple of quick things about you and your history? You said again you really were a soccer player growing up for the longest time, although you did play some football. So I know oftentimes, like when people think of kickers, they think of guys that might specialize in something such as punting, kickoffs, field goals, or whatever. Like, what's your experience overall in those things?
well, when I was younger, I tended to do everything. I would punt, kickoff, and field goal. But once I got to college, they had me try punting on my first day, and they were like, "This doesn't really look like it's for you. We're going to keep you for field goals." So I do field goals and kickoffs, but uh, I can do the Australian flip flop punting, but the spiral punting I've never quite been able to get the hang of. But yeah, it's just whatever the team wants, I'm willing to learn. And yeah.
Gotcha. Well, bring us in a little bit because I think most of the outside world doesn't realize like how much training a kicker has to do on a regular basis. So, what's your day to day, man? How are you going, through I guess, the rigors of practice and getting yourself prepared on a regular week?
I mean, kicking's such a specialized movement that it's hard to get better just by kicking every single day. You can really wear your leg out and get injured doing that. I learned my lesson my first season doing that. So, but it's a lot of things I've learned from the other guys is you can't skip the weight room. I love lifting. It's one of my favorite things to do. So I'll always get in the weight room 2 to 3 times a week at least, and uh, get my legs strengthened so I'm not getting those little minor injuries. And that I'll always cold tub, hot tub, yoga, things like that, just to really keep my body loose and healthy. And I only kick like 3 days a week. Otherwise, it just starts getting sore, and you don't kick as well on that next day if you're going every single day. So it's just a lot of moderation. You can't really kick your leg out. You got to watch that. Even though if you're struggling one day, you kind of got to bite the bullet and be like, it's probably best if I just shut down and start fresh the next day. So it's a lot of counting your kicks, things like that. And just if you can't do full kicks, you can always do some little technique work with onsides or one steps, things like that, to just hone in your craft without wearing out your leg.
So somewhat similar to guys that are throwers, you have a pitch count. So you have a kick count every week or every day. So nice. What is your favorite kick and drill? Like what do you feel you just kind of really enjoy doing that might help you out in game time situation?
Well, one thing I really like to do, it wasn't really my choice. We don't get too much space at practice, but one of my favorite drills is kicking on a line. I love you pick a small point, you just go across the field, and you can really see your height. You can really see left to right movement on the ball. It's just one of those things you get a lot of feedback right away, and you don't use a lot of space. So coach likes to push us to the end so we can still get our work in, but it's quality practice instead of over quantity. So
Gotcha. Have you participated in any of these, kicking camps that are out there? I mean, give us an idea of your background in that regard.
so when I was first learning how to kick, I would go to the Coles kicking camps. So I'd go to there a little bit, and then anytime there was an Iowa State, UNI, or any in-state big school kicking camp, I'd always go there and try and learn what I could, get my name out there and things like that. But I haven't gone to a kicking camp in a little bit. I have a guy down in Florida I went to named Mike Hollis. He used to kick for the Jaguars. I went to him this past spring break and learned quite a bit from him. But I haven't gone to any big showcase camps. But I plan to do that maybe this summer, this spring, if anything pops up.
cool. So you had mentioned there a Jaguars kicker, but is there anybody at the next level doing what you do that you are a big fan of?
I'm not positive if there's anyone doing what I'm doing, but I there was a guy Keith Duncan who kicked for Iowa. He is one of his buddies, Caleb Shudak, who also kicked at Iowa, had a little stint with the Titans. So I had a long conversation with him. He had the opportunity to kick there last year, and I'm not sure what his plans are right now, but a lot of his training things that he would do, I took to heart and tried to implement in my program, see if it would work for me. And yeah, he's just one of those really successful guys. He wasn't the biggest guy, but he could really generate some power into the kick. So it was cool learning from someone like that. And also Cedar Falls has had crazy specialists. I mean, there's a Luke Loescher who kicked or punted for Oregon State. He had a tryout with the Eagles, I think, this year. And then we have a really good snapper who was from South Dakota, Dalton Godfrey. He was those guys are really good. So I'm hoping I can get some working with them because they know a thing or two about training for specialists. So I've got some high quality guys around me that could really help me along the way.
Nice. It's great to have some guys to help you out. Obviously, having a great opportunity there at UNI, and generally speaking, man, I mean, you've done well for yourself there. You've been all conference several times over, as well as an All American. So had a lot of great moments, obviously, that got you to that point. So, um, tell me a little bit about some of your best memories so far there at UNI. Like, is there like maybe one kick, one game, or something that you can kind of walk me through?
Well, I mean, the biggest one probably for me was my first game. I played at Jack Trice at Iowa State, and I didn't really have many expectations. I just kind of got thrown into the fire. And when I came here, I didn't really expect to kick right out of the gate. I thought I'd have some time to develop myself, but one of the senior kickers ended up getting hurt, so I got my opportunity and I took a chance. And my first kick was a 50 at Iowa State. Uh, so we made that one, and then we ended up actually going into triple overtime with them. So I went, I think it was 4 for 4 on the day. I had like a 50 and a 49. Um, and yeah, that was probably one of the craziest games that could have happened, especially being at my first. And then in 21, I had a game against South Dakota State. They were a highly ranked team. It was at their place, and I had two kicks from 50. I had one from 55 and 51, and we went 4 for 4 there again. So those are probably my two favorite games that I've had. Um, I also got the chance. My holder, who always held for me my entire year, never got a chance to kick uh, until his senior night. I got a chance to hold for him on a field goal. So that was a pretty cool opportunity. I was so happy he got the chance to kick a field goal because he's helped me so much along the way.
Awesome. Got to give a shout out to those guys, man. Why don't you kind of give us some insight into that tight knit relationship? Because I mean, you do have to have a really good relationship with your long snapper, your holder. All you guys have, you got to all be in sync. I mean, how does that relationship develop over time?
I mean, it's kind of crazy how the relationships form. So when I came here, uh, I didn't I didn't know anyone. I just so happened the first guy I talked to was the long snapper, and he introduced himself right away. And he was a senior at the time, so that was my first year. I had a senior snapper, and then a guy just 1 year older than me as a holder, who was already crazy good at holding. But I really needed to get some chemistry with them. So just every single day, whether it be just watching them snap and hold, seeing their spots, seeing what they like to do, their tendencies, and then they watch me kick, obviously, and watch my tendencies. But it's just a lot of repetition every single time on the sideline. You'll look over, we'll be doing something with the snap or the hold, talking over what we need to do with the wind or things like that. It's just so much time put together. It's kind of hard not to become so close. It's just you're you're around those guys the entire practice. We don't do much. Everyone else is always running around hitting people, and we're always on a knee talking or uh, doing things like that. So it's just it's you get really close, especially with 3 years, things like that with these guys. It's they'll be friends for life. So
Cool. I was going to ask you, Matt. I mean, obviously, not everything goes, your way all the time. I mean, whether you, are out there, the weather sucks. Maybe you miss one occasionally, or maybe even like, you see like the opposition barreling down on you, and you have to make a quick adjustment. Like, um, how do you train for these things?
a lot of things. Coach Fry really believes in situational football. So we'll have a practices things like that. So we'll have if we have field goal period outside, he loves to just randomly say Riverside, and we'll go every single person, including the lineman, will run across to the other goalpost, and we'll go have to kick there. He'll count us down, things like that, in case we get into a situation where we don't have any timeouts and we need to run and get a kick out there. But it's a lot of just putting yourselves in uncomfortable situations and seeing yourself come out on top, so you have some confidence. So when it actually happens in game, you can either bounce back from a miss or be put in a tough situation and come out on top. So it's just a lot of just testing your limits and seeing what you can really do.
The one thing about a specialist that you kind of need also is you need a guy who you can kind of trust out on an island. like by himself. I mean, are you the kind of guy like, you know, who do you like being by yourself? I mean, are you comfortable with that or what?
Yeah, usually actually in games, you'll everyone else will be down there, and I'm always on the opposite side. I find the better view when there's not people in front of me, so I'll always go take a knee near my net, things like that. Being alone doesn't really make me uncomfortable. Sometimes it's a lot better because I don't really enjoy lots of talking when the game's going along. But you can flip a switch pretty quick if you need to be sociable or be not sociable. So it's a cool thing to be a kicker. You're kind of like that only guy out there, but you just kind of let your game speak for itself.
Yeah, I mean, you have that pressure, and buddy, you've been able to deliver. I mean, you've been able to deliver some NFL quality kicks out there, and people really need to, give you that opportunity. Give you a quality look at the next level. Matt, I also want to take some time, just to sort of meet you outside of football a little bit, if you don't mind. So, tell me a little bit about yourself, your hobbies, interests, or anything else you'd like to share about yourself. So, go for it.
Well, I graduated this past spring with a degree in movement and exercise science. I got accepted into the master's program for kinesiology, so I'm doing that this fall, working through that. But my hobbies are really, I love working out. I mean, you can always ask me to go get a lift in with you. That's what started my love for you and I. The strength coach Jed Smith has been a huge impact on my life, and he's turned me into what he likes to call a machine as far as kicker standards. So, um, but I love working out. I love hanging out with the guys, things like that. Uh, I always seem to get my butt whooped on NCAA football. I've never been good at those games, but I love playing it with my roommates. I've got a great group of guys. Some hopefully they'll have a chance at the next level. I've got they've got some real talent. Hopefully they can hone in and things like that. But they've been a huge impact. They push me every single day, literally and figuratively. They're all bigger than me. So, but I love when they drag me to the weight room and they start stacking weights on, see if I can do my max, and then they just go down and do it for reps. But things like that.
Well, I
But
mean,
yeah,
you're talking about like, you and I has put out some really great, prospects over the, past several seasons, and talking just about the strength coach. I mean, I've heard several players going in and out of there recently who, dude, they're putting on like 50 pounds in a couple seasons and really, getting themselves into football shape, and it's no joke. So it's definitely something to look into. I mean, you have a lot of good quality guys like on both sides of the team there. So definitely some guys to look at there for sure. So
oh yeah.
a couple of things again, just to learn more about you. So again, you said you're from Cedar Falls. You go there. What's the farthest you've ever been from home?
Farthest I've ever been from home was probably actually on a football trip. We went out to Eastern Washington, but other than that, when I was younger, my dad really loves to travel and go to state parks, things like that. We had a chance to go into Canada on a fishing trip one time, or just anything like that. We'd always load up the truck, pull the camper out, and go on a 2 week trip almost every single summer as long as our sports would allow it. But yeah, those either football or one of those prior to
Sure.
getting into competitive sports. But
I mean, is there a place that you haven't been yet that you hope to go to one of these days, or what?
um, I've never been down south too far. I've only ever been to Florida for the kicking trip. But I'd love to go to Texas, Arizona, anywhere down south warm. I'm getting kind of tired of the cold sometimes, but just for a weekend or a week, things like that, go down south. I'd love to get a chance to see to see that. Or since I'm a big fan of soccer, I have a buddy over in England. I'd love to go see. We both are Chelsea fans, so if I ever got an opportunity to go watch a match over there, that'd be a lifetime dream.
Awesome. And then again, being a Cedar Falls guy, if I were to go like visit that town, that area, like other than you and I, is there like maybe a hot spot there, maybe a restaurant or like local joint that you would recommend?
Um, there's not too much, but there's Starbucks is a huge restaurant here. We love the barbecue. He's a huge supporter of UNI football. There's Mama J's Breakfast. That's a great place for Sunday mornings. Um, what else is there?
I mean,
There's
that's kind of good to go with there. The two that you said. So
we have a cool historic downtown as well. You can walk down there. There's a bunch of shops, restaurants, things like that. So it's cool scenery down in the downtown area.
cool. Well, Matt, it's nice getting a chance to know you outside of football. Do want to wrap up our time. I mean, again, talking about you as, in my opinion, the top small school, kicker, who really could hang with all the big school guys too, man. I mean, these pro scouts really need, to give you that opportunity. I mean, I know they're at all of your games, and so as we close up shop here, man, I just want you to talk to them directly and tell them why they need to give you an opportunity at the next level. So hit them with your pitch.
I mean, small schools, we don't play in front of the biggest competition, but we also have a chip on our shoulder. We're not afraid to put the hard work in. We're never afraid to go up against a big dog. We always love to go into Iowa State, give them a fight. And I mean, I've always had my best games with the most attention. So it's not the small school; it's the size of the heart of the player. So, and I'd like to thank every single one of the people at UNI have a big heart and a big love for the game, and we're not afraid to go get after it and work hard for football and get an opportunity at the next level. I mean, we're always working.
Yeah, I mean, several good athletes there, on your team that people need to, get to know. But you yourself, I also feel like, guys need to know you as well. Like we said, a kicker who's been very successful, who's had a great career so far, and hopes to play at the next level here very soon. So, Matt, appreciate your time and wish you best of luck this, rest of the season and beyond. All right.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Again, Matthew Cook, kicker out of Northern Iowa. So definitely give this guy a good look.